Sponsored by Bet365.
Welcome everyone to the second edition of Tuck's Tips, and we're back for the second test between Australia and England this weekend down in Melbourne, and not a good start for us, Matty, but they've given us another chance.
Mate, back for another week after last week's tips. It's always good. Yeah, look, the Aussies just started like a house on fire, but the Poms just stayed with them and just competed, and it was good to see the intensity from the Poms. They wanted to win it, and got up in the end. I thought Australia were a bit unlucky at times with the referee, especially at scrum time, but you can't take it away from the Poms. They got the win.
Like you said, we've got another shot. Let's have a look at the team. Let's start in the forwards, and Sean McMahon, the local boy, starting at number 8. Not his normal position for the Melbourne Rebels, but he's been trusted in that jersey with the injury to David Pocock, James Slipper and Sakopi Kepu, a new front row. Yeah,
obviously the boys from the bench last week are starting this week. Obviously a few scrum penalties there, and Czech thought they should make a few changes. A bit unlucky for Scott Seo, I thought, but world-class props coming in there. I guess the experience there will be great for the Wallabies, and obviously Sam Carter coming straight from out of the squad into the starting line looks like a big role for him to play.
And now on to the backs, and no changes from the first test. Samu Karevi and Tavita Kuandrani once again occupying the midfield.
Yeah, probably fair enough. I thought the backs played really well at times during the test, and I thought Karevi and Kuandrani. Jury's still out if there'll be a centre pairing for a long time, but I thought they did a good job. Dane Halapeti was great in his first test, I thought. What a great debut for a young bloke. And obviously good to see Rob Horns not missing a week after that concussion.
And now as we have a look through that bench, well, it's a big bench. There's a lot of them there at the moment. 3 to be omitted. Which way do you think he's going to go, Tuck?
Yeah, wouldn't be much room on that one for the weekend, but obviously got to admit a few. I think he'll go with the 5-3 this week. I think obviously with a few back injuries last week, he would have felt a bit nervous at times. Obviously Toby will get a run on the bench, a bit hard on Scott Seo, as I said earlier. I thought he played well, and the referee probably has done him under there. But Toby Smith in front of his home crowd, I'm sure he'll be looking for a great performance, and will bring a lot of mobility and a lot of intensity and enthusiasm to the pack.
And let's have a look at our player in focus for this week, Michael Hooper. One of the best players on the field at Suncorp Stadium on Saturday night, particularly when Stephen Moore left the field, really took on that leadership role at the back end of the game. Bagged a couple of tries for himself, but he's just in sensational form at the moment, Matty.
Yeah, no doubt, mate. That's his third test double. Not many players have done that in their whole career, and he's only a very, very young man. And, there's so many great things about his game. At the breakdown, his intensity in defence, his scavenging, everything about his game is great. But the thing that goes unnoticed is just that pace he's got. He's got pace like an outside back, and as you can see from some of the stuff he does out there, he just burns backs and scores tries.
He is certainly going incredibly well at the moment. He'll be without his partner David Pocock this weekend, but has that influenced the markets at all, Tuck?
Yeah, look, David Pocock, a massive loss for the Wallabies, but obviously the punters, they don't think it's going to be too bad. They're still at the Aussies to win at $1.80. There's no way the Wallabies will lose 2 weeks in a row to the Poms. There's no way Czech will let that happen. I wouldn't want to be in training this week, let alone next week if they lose. So I think the Wallabies look good.
The line there has tightened up, and then the series win, that's where the odds have flipped a little bit in favour of the English. 2-1 now the favourite.
Yeah, the punters mightn't agree with me, but I think obviously the Aussies win in Melbourne and then come back to Sydney and win there also.
Well, I love your confidence, Matty, and thanks for joining us for episode 2 of Tuck's Tips ahead of the second test between Australia and England this Saturday night at Amy Park. Remember to keep it locked into Rugby.com.au all weekend for the latest on the test match, and remember, always gamble responsibly.
Pack your beanies in Melbourne and go the Wallabies.